Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to have a flight with the HUBSAN X4 Pro, and we're also going to be using the GitUp Git2 camera for an FPV flight. What we're going to be doing is I'm up here on the mountain and the clouds are really low today, so this should be interesting. I'm going to do kind of a range test on the stock controller and the stock FPV, and all I did to this one was, it's still the same kind of antenna it comes with, but this one's just a little bit lighter. It's a 5.8 gigahertz antenna here, and it's just a little lighter than the stock one. The stock one was about 5 grams heavier, so I figured I'd just switch it out. And it still works the same as far as telemetry and everything. What I'm going to be doing is just kind of going as far out as I can, maybe punch through the clouds a little bit. You can see that the clouds are really low here, and see how that all looks. And I'm also going to be, the telemetry is going to be on the screen here. There's like a two-way communication from the controller to the X4 Pro for the telemetry, but when I use my regular Boss Cam video goggles here, the telemetry doesn't show up. So what I'm going to be doing is recording that, the actual goggle FPV, and then comparing it. I'll have like in a little screen on the bottom here, that FPV. I don't have any output to record on this, so I'm going to just be checking this with the, just checking this once in a while I'm talking. GitUp camera here, and also I'm using the Fayutech 3D gimbal. This seems to be like a pretty good 3D, pretty light mini 3D gimbal here, and it should give us some really smooth video. So that's the Fayutech Mini 3D, and then the HUBSAN X4 Pro, and I'll have all these down in the links down in the description, just in case you want to check these out. So anyway, let's go ahead and boot this thing up and get started with the range test on this guy and see what we can do. Okay, so here we go. I basically got the camera just kind of set up on the quad here, and I'm recording the audio, and I do have the goggles point, just going to set down and point it in the direction I'm going to be flying. And if I do feel like it, I'll go ahead and put the goggles on. I also have a timer set for about 8 minutes. I know this thing will fly over 20 minutes as it is now, so let's go ahead and see how it does. I've got about 9 satellites now, so let's go ahead and launch and see how this thing does. Okay, so from about this height, I'm just going to go straight out there and see how far we can get. Full pitch forward. And all the time I'll be watching the telemetry screen here. Oh, cool. Okay, so it does look like the video is recording on the goggles, so you should see some pretty good video. I do have this antenna pointed directly at the quad, so on the controller it looks like it's still super clear. No problems yet. So I'm just flying straight out, got 10 satellites. Looks great. Distance looks like we're 300 meters or more. And I do have the telemetry on the screen here, which is going to be great to just in case we do have some kind of signal loss. But still really clear on the controller. I'm not seeing any problem whatsoever. It just looks normal on the controller. Probably looks pretty good in the goggles as well. And from my launch position, I'm only above it about 2.5 meters. So still going strong. I'm still full pitch ahead in position hold. I'm going to just stop for just a second. I did forget to turn on the timer, so that could be a disaster. So Gonna go ahead and start that timer. It's now counting down around 8 seconds. Around 8 minutes. So gonna still be going full pitch forward all the time, looking at my altitude just in case. Still at about 2.5 meters above my launch position, and still have great control. Gonna do a little bit of yaw left and right. Looks good. You can see the leg there in the video. Looks perfect. Alright, let's pitch the camera up. You can see the propellers there. You can see how I'm still in control. Yawing left, yawing right. Very good. So I'll be able to check this GPS position, and I'll have, at the end of the flight, I'll go ahead and have the map and the distance come up on the screen at the end of the flight, so stay tuned for that. And I'm still full pitch forward. We're coming up on 1,000 meters now. And seeing a little bit of variation in the quads. Looks like it might be kind of dropping in and out, maybe of signal, but not sure yet. Let's just give it a chance. Looks okay. Maybe we hit some wind there. See the arms kind of fluctuating. Looks fine. Video on the goggles, I'm looking down there and it still looks clear. So we're at 1,160 meters, 70 meters, and video is still going strong. So no problem. The video on the screen is perfectly fine on the controller. So it looks like this thing, my speed is 5 meters per second. So what is that? That's like 15 miles per hour, about. Still going strong, 1,300 meters in range. My altitude is still perfectly at 2.5 meters. I still have perfect telemetry on the screen, 10 satellites. And I got full pitch forward and everything looks fine. This is great, man. This thing's got long range. As long as you're away from, wireless and out of civilization. I'm up on the mountain where there's not going to be any influence by wireless. I got my cell phones off. I got my Bluetooth off. Everything's in airplane mode. You're going to get some good range on this. I still have perfectly clear video in the screen. I'm at over 1,500 meters now. And it looks like it's, still going. My speed is still 5 meters per second. So that means we're still going strong here. I've got 11.2 volts on the quad. 10 satellites. Still going strong. The video is getting maybe a little bit fuzzy, just barely, but still very clear on the screen here. And it looks like the video in the goggles too looks pretty good. So really impressed. I'm just making sure I have the panel antenna for the FPV. I'm making sure that that's really perpendicular to the quad here. So I'm over 1,800 meters here. That was looking great. And I'm still traveling at 5 meters per second. Altitude is still at, looks like it went down a little. Oh, it's just kind of fluctuating a little. It's fine. It's like 2 meters above my launch altitude. Still going at 5 meters per second. I still have decent FPV on the screen. I'm kind of moving it around and I'm seeing a little bit of scratchiness, but if I just kind of direct it back into the area, it's looking fine. I'm going to pan down the camera a little bit, tilt down the camera actually. Still have great control of the camera tilt. You can see I'm over this big field here. Looking great. Still in control. Let's go ahead and tilt up and just go ahead and look at the props. I'm going to do a yaw left and right. Left, right. Excellent. Flying perfect. No problem whatsoever. looking very good. So I'm taking snapshots in the camera. You can probably see on the goggle FPV, you're going to see some camera icon pop up, and that just means I'm taking automatic snapshots every 60 seconds. Still have a speed of 5 meters per second, 2,300 meters out. So all stock video and transmitter antennas, except for that Fat Shark little antenna I put on there, but it's the same thing, it's just saving a little bit of weight. Screen I can see on the controller is still good. Telemetry is still perfect. I'm surprised the telemetry reaches this far. I'm not sure how they're linking this through, but it's not showing up on my FPV goggles, but it is showing up on the controller. So there's... Okay, so we hit 10.9 volts, 11 volts. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and turn around now, because I did get a little beep with the aircraft battery low indication there. I'm going to go ahead and hit the return to home button. See what happens. Okay, yeah, I forgot. This one's gonna kind of back into its home location. So let's see. It should be coming home now. Yeah, it's coming home at the same speed. And I'm gonna see if I can yaw. Okay, so I can't yaw. So I'm gonna go out of return to home real quick. And the screen's getting a little fuzzy. So I'm gonna switch out of return to home. Take over control here. Okay, well, I don't have control. This could be... Okay, I have pitch control. I'm looking at the props. And I want to get out of return to home, but it's not letting me. So it's just going to fly back at that speed. I'm really hoping I can take over and nope, I'm not able to take over. Okay, so there's our timer. You can see the video in the goggles was a little bit funky, but we're still maintaining our height. And turn off the timer here. And all we can do is hope it kind of comes home. I really want to turn this thing around. I can't really see anymore. Looks like the clouds came rolling in from where I am. So right now we're just going to have to hope and pray. I still do have tilt. You can see that on the controller. So it is coming back. I'm seeing the distance is now 1,500, counting down. So crossing the fingers that it has enough battery power to come home. Because I'm so far out there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to search for this one. There we go. So coming through, we went through some clouds. You can see the clouds there. So interesting, I still have tilt. But even though I switch out of return to home, let me try that again. Let's tilt down a little bit. Switch out of return to home. It's not letting me yaw, which is interesting. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep it in return to home. Had a little beep with the battery low flash, so I'm just going to keep it in return to home because I'm not sure why it's not letting me take over right now. I don't want to turn off the return to home and then... So you can see how it's coming home backwards. It's coming home at the same speed that we went out, 5 meters per second. And we are up at 8 meters above our launch altitude, so good. No dropping. Looks like it varied a little bit in its height by a few meters. That may have been for me from messing with the controls. But yeah, everything's doing good. I'm going to be trying to see if I can change that parameter setting someday and see if I can make it come home nose in. It's coming home tail in now. I like it to come home nose in, so if I do need to take over and fly faster home, I can know where the home is, because it should point directly to home. If you'd have a nose in setting on the return to home, and then you can kind of see where you're at and just fly faster home. So the video came back nice and clear. Honestly, not sure what's going on with the goggles. Looks like the goggles is all messed up, so I'm not sure what happened there. But it looks like we're going to be coming home fine. I'm getting a battery low light. What I want to do is I want to watch this, because when it reaches a certain battery level, it starts to slowly drop, but you can force it up. So I want to make sure that it doesn't go into that kind of drop thing, and if it does, I want to force it to be up in the air so it doesn't land in the bushes down there, forest. But we're coming back at a good pace, 5 meters per second, about 15 miles per hour. I'm getting a constant battery low beep now. 9.9 volts, 9 satellites, still holding elevation. Distance is 550 meters away, so we are getting close. Looks like our video came back. There we go, on the goggles, you can see it there. And that's probably because something happened with the orientation of the craft out there, and that helical antenna was being blocked possibly by the camera or something like that, one of the electronics. So still coming home, holding altitude, not worried about it dropping right now. We're at 400 meters away. Still coming in backwards. 9 GPS satellites. Okay, I can start to hear it with my ears now. So this is great. So this thing is performing very well. I do have control here. I'm going to try to take over control. Once it gets close, I forget if this one has the ability to take over control. I hope it does, because I'm kind of at a precarious launch point, and I'm not sure if it can land on this little knoll I'm on with this uneven ground. So I'm trying to remember on my park review if I was able to take over. Okay, cool. Coming home. Altitude still holding. We're only at 120 meters away. I can see it up in the sky. So everything looks great. I want to get a little closer. I don't want to have any weird landing thing going on. So I want to get a little closer before I try to take over. So let's see if we can take over. No, I still can't take over. There we go. So I did actually, okay, that's what it is. So, excellent. I'm gonna come down in the view here. So the thing about this is you can take it over right when it hits its home position, and then it starts to drop. So I forgot about that, but I was able to take it over, and so I'm not landing on this precarious landing area, as you can see. But man, that was an excellent flight. Went a long way. I'll have the map index on the screen, and I'll mark it with a line, and so you can see the distance. but that was definitely 1 to 2 miles. Amazing. And it's not hitting any kind of low voltage yet as far as its landing thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to hover here because I want to time this. I do have the battery out of the Git2 Pro GitUp Git2 camera, so I'm just running it off of the X4 Pro flight battery to save some weight. And that Fat Shark little antenna saves some weight as well. So just want to see the flight time, so I'm going to be timing it through this video, and I'll have that complete flight time up on the screen. But as it is now, I just want to hover it until it goes into that first landing stage where it will drop slowly, but you can still pick it up. Looks like it's not there yet. It's still in standard altitude hold mode. Or actually, I'm in position hold. So it's holding its 3D point in space as well as it can. Fluctuating just a little bit. 10 satellites. 9.9 volts on the craft. But I want to see with this setup, just in case I wanted to fly further next time, exactly how long I have until it hits that slow landing phase. Up on the screen, it went into its first stage low voltage drop, where you see it dropping there at a steady rate, but I'm still able to push it up. So I'm going to come in and land and take note of that. Time and the voltage, and I'll put that on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and just land here as well as possible. There we go. So pulling down all the way on the stick. And remember, this one will not shut off the motors, but at least when you pull down on the stick and it knows it's landed, it won't, and I let off the stick, it won't fly up again. I had problems with the FreeX quad I just reviewed, which is in my channel. And that one was weird, like you'd land with the stick pulling down, then you let off the stick and it would try to fly up again until you disarmed it. So anyway, looking great. This was a great test. Let's go ahead and shut off the motors, both sticks in and down, or out and down. And there we go. Okay guys, so what an absolutely spectacular test with the HUBSAN X4 Pro GPS quadcopter. Now this configuration seems to be working really, really good. And I would highly recommend this for anybody that wants to get into having maybe a first quad here. And say you already have a gimbal, say you already have a camera and stuff, it will bolt up straight to the bottom of the quad here, and you can get some really nice footage and distance with this thing. All stock here, no modifications to the controller. I had great view all the way out at the distance I was. Again, I will have that pop up on the screen of the max distance I was able to achieve safely. And I was able to hover for a few minutes sitting here. So the flight time is spectacular on this one. And this is all stock except for this little Fat Shark thing, just to save some weight as far as antennas go. So I would definitely highly recommend this thing. I had no problems with really anything on this, the whole flight. The only thing that was a little bit panicky for me was when I couldn't take over control when it goes into its return to home function until it reached its point of landing after return to home. Then you can take over controls. So that's kind of an only con for me. I'd like to have the ability to take over control when I'm out at distance, when it does go into its fail-safe. Maybe I can adjust some parameters in the flight controller. I'm going to be looking into that next. But anyway guys, don't forget that this stuff is all down there in the description of where you can get this below the video. The Mini 3D Fayutech gimbal seems to work very well for this one. GitUp Git2 camera is an awesome camera. You can see the footage it was giving in the stream, and you can also see the FPV from my goggles. And unfortunately, one more thing I'd really wish they would have done is this card slot on the bottom here. It's non-functional in this base model. So that, and also the return to home ability to take over control while it's in flight on the failsafe, is also something they need to improve on. So a couple of things there. And I don't have the HUBSAN goggles, but they do have a pink port there on the bottom of the controller. I couldn't get this to work with any connections I had into my goggles, so I guess you got to have maybe the special HUBSAN goggles to take advantage of that connection, and then maybe you can have the telemetry in your screen. Anyway, guys, I do a lot of flight tests like this, mods, reviews, and all kinds of stuff. So check out the channel. I think you'll like it. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.